Final laps at Suzuka. Rui Sato, a flash of red and black, hounds the car ahead with cold precision. Without warning, Rui jerks left, blocking the charging car behind by a hair's breadth. Race control broadcasts. Car 7, final warning for dangerous block. One more violation and you will be black flagged. In the team garage, every monitor flashes the same warning. The air turns electric with fear.
They won't dare disqualify me, not if I win.
Box this lap, now. Do not ask questions.
The pit stop erupts into controlled chaos. Tires scream, mechanics swarm, and a driver climbs out. But in the shadows of the garage, another figure in identical red and black waits.
That's impossible. They're identical twins.
You saw nothing tonight. Not a word, Miyuki.
In the chaos of the pit stop, Rui slips from the cockpit. His helmet is last to leave. The two meet in the shadow of a tire rack. A single helmet passes between them.
I'll hold the line, just like we practiced.
He's too calm. This could end us.
Clean gloves, clean lap, no contact.
The crew releases the car. It merges into the pack, a red and black ghost among many.
What if they check the blood? That smudge, they'll know.
Focus on the data, Miyuki. Nothing else exists right now.
Inside the cockpit, a stranger with a familiar face breathes slow. The helmet hides a truth that could burn it all. Out on the circuit, the pack thunders on. But inside the garage, the silence is deafening. Lap after lap, Kai carves through the field, surgical, precise, nothing like the aggression that came before.
Smooth is fast. No contact, no drama. Just like the simulations.
Broadcast commentary. Uncharacteristic cleanliness from Sato today. Not a single lockup. Could a setup change explain this? The team spokesperson scrambles. We optimized the car for cleaner downforce. The lie tastes like ash. In another garage, a rival principal stares at the timesheets, frowning. That isn't Sato's style.
They're going to find out. That blood smudge. Rui always has it after a fight.
Keep your eyes on the numbers. The numbers don't tell stories.
The broadcast feed, paddock murmurs are starting. No one believes Sato is this clean.
They're talking about the blood. We need to finish this before they dig deeper.
Suspicion coils through the pits. The race is halfway. Halfway to victory, or to disaster.
He's faster than me. Smoother. And the world is finally noticing.
22 laps left. 3 more overtakes. The clean line is the victory line.
Akari enters the silent garage, her footsteps measured. She stops beside Rui, never taking her eyes off the screens.
Your brother is driving the race of his life. This is the test. Trust it.
Test? You've been testing us since we were kids. What if he fails because I'm not there? But she's right. Kai's always been the better half. I just break things.
I have to tell someone. Stops abruptly, eyes wide. Akari will know. She always knows. I can't be the one to crack.
On track, the car dances through corners. Inside the garage, the team dances on a razor's edge.
They're holding. Just a little longer. Then everything changes.
18 months ago, in the dim of her office, Akari froze at her monitor. A lower series race feed showed the impossible. She replayed the footage again and again. 2 drivers, identical suits, identical helmets. A secret older than their professional careers.
They've been doing this since they were children. The registration R. Sato was never a single driver.
She pulled the old karting registration file. R. Sato was their father's hope for a shared entry. A loophole waiting to be exploited.
I could report them. Or I could build something new. A dual driver rule. But first, they need to be tested.
She spent months updating the contract, adding both names, embedding clauses for a shared entry. Then she waited for the right race. Back in the present, Akari watches Kai's flawless drive. The test is working. She alone knows the truth behind the helmet.
10 laps to go. I can feel the edge. Rui, I won't let you down.
I hate watching. But if he wins, maybe we can finally stop hiding.
Unbeknownst To the twins, Akari's plan was never about hiding. It was about revelation, on her terms, at the right moment. With 5 laps to go, Akari pulls Rui into a secluded office. Her eyes hold a gravity he has never seen. She opens a folder, revealing documents stamped and signed. The same old envelope marked R.S. Sato sits on top.
This contract has both your names, Rui. I updated it 18 months ago. It's been waiting for this race.
Both names, she's known all along, and she built a legal bomb.
If Kai wins clean, I submit this tonight. The swap becomes legal retroactively. Your test ends in a new rule, not a scandal.
You gambled everything on him, on us. What if I can't be the other half of a shared entry?
Then prove to yourself you can. Your brother is doing his part. Now it's your turn to trust him.
She's right. I've been so terrified of being useless that I nearly destroyed the only chance we had.
On the track, Kai takes the lead. The final laps count down. The tension in the garage is no longer about hiding. It's about whether the world is ready for 2 brothers, 1 helmet, and a rule that never existed before. Kai hammers the fastest lap of the race, purple sectors lighting the timing screens. The gap to second stretches, broadcast graphic. Earlier photo shows Sato with a facial blood smudge. Today's driver shows no such mark. Identity questions persist.
That smudge was his signature. Now they're connecting the dots. I just need to stay focused.
Social media explodes. Fan theories, side-by-side photos, and a hashtag #twinswap. The team's PR line crumbles.
Akari, the broadcast has the photo comparison. The stewards could call us any second. What do we do?
Stick to the protocol. No confirmation, no denial. The race isn't over. We control the narrative after the checkered flag.
They're ripping us apart online, but I am not the one driving. For once, I have to let him finish naturally.
Broadcast update. FIA has not commented, but sources say an investigation into driver identity is possible if this win stands. The team's spokesperson, drenched in sweat, stumbles through a prepared statement. It satisfies no one. 2 laps remain. Kai's lead is unassailable, but the real battle is unfolding off track. The truth is a pressure cooker. A paddock interview airs. Sato today is a different animal. His line is textbook, no aggression. Either a setup miracle or a different driver.
Even the former drivers are saying it. We're one mistake from being called to the stewards.
It's time.
She presses the radio button. The channel crackles. Everyone in the garage falls silent.
Kai, win this race, and we tell the truth. No more hiding.
I know. Just give me these last 2 laps. Rui, this is for both of us. I won't let the clean line slip.
The team members exchange glances. Fear and relief mix in the stale air. On the circuit, Kai's car begins the penultimate lap. The pursuit fades, but the real race is about to begin. The checkered flag is seconds away, but the countdown to confession has already started. The checkered flag falls. Kai Sato crosses the line first, a silent victor in a stolen cockpit. On the podium, Kai stands with his helmet still on. Journalists shout questions he cannot answer yet.
They're demanding to see my face. Not yet. Soon the whole world will know.
In the garage, Akari assembles the final contract file, the legal gambit that will either save or destroy them.
You are going to ruin us. They'll never accept a swap, no matter what papers you have.
Number. We're finally being honest. This is the only way we stop hiding and start living.
He means it. And for the first time, I am not sure I want to stop him.
The press conference is in 10 minutes. Time to write history.
I am ready. Let's do this together.
The weight of the secret shifts to the weight of revelation. The world outside waits. The press room is a cage of light and lenses. Kai sits in the glare, his helmet still concealing his face. A journalist fires the first shot. Sato, the blood smudge in earlier photos. How do you explain its absence today? Another voice. Your driving today was unrecognizable. Are you even the same driver who started this race?
Please, silence. I will answer everything.
He reaches up, unlocks the chin strap, and lifts the helmet away. The face beneath is clean, unmarked, identical, but not the one they expected.
My name is Kai Sato. I am not Rui. We are twin brothers, and we have been sharing this drive.
The room detonates. Shouts of fraud, disqualify, impossible, ricochet off the walls. Cameras swarm. Akari remains still. Then, with deliberate composure, she opens a folder and slides out a document.
Rui, I did my part. Now it's up to her.
The truth was out, but the verdict was not. In the silence between heartbeats, Akari prepared to speak. Akari rose, the folder in her hand a shield. The chaos ebbed as every lens turned to her.
This team registered as R. Sato 25 years ago. It was never one person. It was a family entry.
She displayed the faded carding form, the handwriting trembling but clear. A relic of a father's hope.
I found them 18 months ago. Instead of reporting, I amended the contract to include both names.
The updated document lay on the table, red seal gleaming. Rui Sato and Kai Sato, co-drivers under a single entry.
This race was the test. Kai won clean. I submit the paperwork for retroactive legalization.
Journalists exchanged glances. Some shook their heads. The silence was louder than the uproar.
The rulebook does not forbid dual driver entries. It simply never conceived of them. Tonight, we ask the FIA to conceive something new.
She's built a bridge where there was a wall. Now we see if it holds.
An FIA official stepped forward, took the folder, and walked toward a private chamber. The verdict would come soon, but not yet. The heavy door clicked shut behind the official. The room held its breath, a collective heart waiting to be restarted.
I am not the one in the spotlight, but this is the longest pit stop of my life.
Inside the chamber, the official scrutinized the documents. Minutes stretched like a final straight.
This weight is heavier than the race. Every second could tip the scale.
They're taking longer than I expected. That might be a good sign.
The door swung open. The official returned, his face a mask of solemnity. The room rose to its feet. The official read aloud. The FIA recognizes the retroactive registration of Rui Sato and Kai Sato. As of this moment, the entry is legal. Gasps collided with cheers. The tension fractured into 100 different emotions. The official raised a hand. Furthermore, he intoned, this case demands a broader ruling. A formal announcement will follow tonight.
Legal. We're legal. But she's not finished yet.
The official read from a fresh document. Under FIA Code 17.3, the Brothers Entry Regulation is hereby enacted. Siblings may co-enter a single drive. The words appeared on the screens behind him, formal and irrevocable. The room detonated a second time. Cheers and furious scribbling. Cameras flashed like a storm.
We went from cheaters to trailblazers in one sentence.
Kai caught Akari's eye. Her composure cracked into a small, triumphant smile.
It's done. History, Kai.
From the shadows beyond the stage, Rui stepped forward. The faint blood smudge was still there.
She pulled it off. I was ready to tear it all apart.
He walked to the table, standing beside his brother. For the first time, he didn't feel like an imposter. The Sato twins faced the world not as a scandal, but as a new chapter in motorsport. A hush fell. Rui raised a hand, and the clamor died. His smirk was gone, replaced by something raw.
This is harder than any block, but I have to say it. I drove dirty because I thought I had to carry everything alone. That someone had to be the villain. But Kai, he showed me. It doesn't have to be that way. He won clean, for both of us.
He extended his hand toward Kai. The gesture was simple, but the silence it commanded was deafening.
He's never done this. Not in public. Not for me. You were never alone. We just had to stop hiding from each other too.
Their hands clasped, a grip that said more than any apology. The past dissolved in that instant. Cameras erupted. The image of that cold pit stall, the silent helmet swap, now seemed a lifetime ago.
This is the real victory, not the checkered flag. this.
A journalist's voice rose above the chaos. Can we get a photo? The twins with the helmet, Rui looked at Kai, then picked up the helmet. It was the same one they'd passed in the shadow of the tire rack. They stood side by side, holding the helmet between them. Two brothers, one emblem, a blinding flash. The shutter captured the scratch on the visor, the faint blood smudge, the clean gloves. The image flooded the screens. Number, twin swap, and number brothers entry trended worldwide.
No more hiding. This helmet is ours.
In the garage, the crew exploded. Fists in the air, embraces. Miyuki threw off her headset, sobbing.
They actually did it. We're not criminals, we're pioneers.
Akari watched from the pit wall, a rare, quiet smile on her face. The gamble had paid. The photo became the season's defining image. Two brothers, one helmet, an era rewritten. Rival principles weighed in. One called it a dangerous precedent. Another admitted, I wish I'd thought of it first. Drivers split. Some praised the brothers' courage. Others grumbled about purity of competition. Fan pages erupted with support. A poll showed 78% approval for the brothers' entry. The FIA released the official text. Brothers' Entry Regulation 17.3, effective immediately. A tweet from the FIA read, Welcome, Rui Sato and Kai Sato, the first official brothers' entry. At the press table, Rui read the announcement aloud, his voice steadying.
We're just the first. There will be others. This is bigger than us.
We never wanted to cheat, we just wanted to race together.
A new era begins tonight, and this team will be ready.
The photograph of the twins and the helmet already hung in the FIA hall, a symbol of change, a quiet hillside. Rui and Kai walked without words to a grave marked with the name Sato. A flashback flickered. Their father at a carding desk, filling a form. He'd written, R. Sato, simply to save the fee. A note in his handwriting. Two drivers, one entry. They'll figure it out. Rui knelt, the helmet in his hands. Kai placed a hand on his shoulder. Neither spoke. That helmet had seen dirty blocks and clean laps. Now it would rest here, with the man who started it all.
He gave us one name to share. Now we've made it our own.
An old carding trick became a new rule for the world.
They stayed until the sun dipped. No more words needed. The helmet now belonged to history and to their father's dream. The R. Sato that once meant whatever works, now meant together, a promise kept, a legacy sealed. Months later, the paddock had a new rhythm. Twin brothers walking together, helmets under arms, were no longer a secret.
I used to think sharing the drive meant giving up my seat. Now it's just the start.
Same helmet, different hands. I am proud to be part of this.
Other teams had adopted the brothers' entry. The rulebook now had a new page.
She'd gambled on a family entry. Now the sport followed.
The racing was still fierce, but the Sato name now stood for something greater. The twins walked the pit lane as one entry, a symbol of trust. One desperate swap had become a legacy. The photo of two brothers and a single helmet hung in every paddock as a reminder, and on an empty track at sunset. That same helmet would stand alone. A chapter closed and a new one begun. Later, the garage was silent. Rui and Kai sat on a workbench, the helmet between them.
The engraving. Our Sato still. But look, they added our names here.
Now it's yours, too. You earned it with more than just dirty blocks.
He's right. I'm not just the villain anymore. I used to think this helmet was a curse. Now it's the only thing we ever had to share.
And we did. For a whole season, without killing each other.
A laugh broke the quiet, raw, relieved, unguarded, the kind only brothers share.
This is the first time I've laughed with him in years.
From now on, we both hold the wheel and the helmet.
The helmet sat between them, a promise, a trophy, a brotherhood. The helmet was placed in a glass case at the FIA Hall of Fame, the scratch still visible, both names now eternal. Beside it, the iconic photo, two brothers, one helmet, a single flash that changed the sport. One helmet, two brothers, and era rewritten. And on the track, Their cars now bore both names on the chassis, Rui Sato and Kai Sato. They raced as separate drivers, but a single entry. The brothers' promise held. Under the same helmet, they had found their true finish line. No more hiding. No more dirty blocks. Just two brothers, one drive.
We didn't just swap helmets. We swapped fear for trust.
And somewhere, their father's old karting form was framed too. Right beside the new rule, the season's defining image had become the sport's defining truth. And in the quiet of the evening, the Sato brothers walked the pit lane one last time. Not as rivals, not as secrets, but as partners.
I used to count the penalties. Now I count the laps we share.
One name, two hearts. That's the Sato way now.
The helmet rested in its glass case, but its spirit was on the track, in every clean line, every fair pass. Akari watched from the pit wall, her smile no longer rare. The gamble had become a legacy, and the old karting form, signed by a father who never saw this day, seemed to glow in the Hall of Fame's light. The twins' cars disappeared into the sunset, their names side by side, blurring into one. No more dirty blocks, no more hidden swaps, just two brothers, one love of speed, and a rule that let them fly. One desperate pit stop had redefined what it meant to be a driver. The season's final image was not of a crash, but of two silhouettes, a shared helmet, and a finish line they crossed together. Years later, the brothers' entry rule had become standard. But for Rui and Kai, it was always personal. Akari watched from the pit wall, her presence now a legend. The gamble had paid beyond her wildest forecast. The helmet in the FIA Hall of Fame never collected dust. It kept a light on for those who followed. And somewhere, on an old karting form, two names were circled. Rui, Kai. The first brother's entry. One desperate pit stop had become the rulebook's most human page. A new generation of siblings watched the tape. A boy and his sister climbed into a cart, single name on the entry form. The Sato brothers watched from the paddock, knowing they had opened a door that would never close.
One helmet, one entry, 1,000 starts.
The fastest lap is the one you finish together. And in the silence of the Hall of Fame, the scratch on the visor glinted, a reminder that even perfection can begin with a dirty block. If you have a brother to clean the line,